Hi guys, so today we'll be solving a question from an O-level past paper of the year 2020. The session was October-November. This is question 3. We are going to graph coordinates, draw a tangent and solve for roots. So let's get started. I have the question right in front of me. So we start off with the question saying, complete the table for the equation y equal to x over 4 plus 2 over x. The values of y are given correct to 2 decimal places where appropriate. Okay, they've given us a table with 9 values of x and 8 values of y. We have to find the 9th value of y. That means we have to find this value. So what we need to do is we need to plug in this 7 into this equation. If I do that, since I've already solved this question before, I have the value right in front of me, you would get 2.04. Okay, that solves the first part. Let's move on. On the grid, draw the graph of y equal to x over 4 plus 2 over x for the domain 0.5 to 7. Okay, now this is going to take a while. So when you have 0.5 as x and 4.13 as y, if you look at the graph that you have, 0.5 and 4.13 would be somewhere around here. I hope that is visible. The next point is 1 and 2.25, 1 and it goes all the way up till 2.25. It is going to be somewhere around here. Okay. The third point is 1.5 and 1.71. 1.5 is going to be here, and then 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 1. So it is going to be somewhere around here. Okay, the next part is 2 and 1.5. So 2 is going to be here, and then 1.5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The point is going to be here. I hope these points are visible though. The next point is 3 and 1.42. So you have 3 and you need to find 1.42. So it is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1.42, somewhere around here. The next point is 4 and 1.5. This point, we are at this point right now, 4 and 1.5. So 4 is here, and then 1.5. Now the values are starting to increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, once again, this is 1 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, right there. Perfect. The next point is the third last point, which is 5 and 1.65. So when you have 5 and 1.65, it is going, now notice that the values have started to increase over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and then 0.5 right there. I hope this is making sense. This is the easy part of the question. Then 6 and 1.83. So you have 6 over here, and then you have 1 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 1 second. I made a mistake over there, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 1.83. It is going to be here. Then the last value is going to be 7 and 2.04. Okay, so it is going to be somewhere around here. Okay, I hope all the coordinates are visible, and now we have to draw the line of best fit. Let's draw that line in blue, and let's make it broader so that you are able to see it. For all these coordinates, let's connect these points. Okay, it's going to be difficult. So start from this point and we go all the way till this point. Okay, so far so good. Now comes the tricky part. So you connect this line with the straight line. Oh, that wasn't so bad. I know the line isn't perfect because this is a screen and the pen keeps slipping away, but I hope this makes sense. So we just drew the graph of this table right here. Just draw the graph. We just drew the graph. Let's move on. The next question says, by drawing a tangent, estimate the gradient of y equal to x over 4 plus 2 over x when x is equal to 1. Now, when it says x is equal to 1, that means you need to find the gradient of the curve at this point. So, let's find a thinner pencil. Okay. Now, since we need to draw the graph of a tangent is actually a line that just touches one point on this curve. So let's take out a scale and let's try to make it as straight as possible. So I put the scale right there. I'll try to barely touch it. Okay, what's it? Right there. Now let's draw a straight line. Okay, perfect. So this is our tangent. This line right here is our tangent. What do we have to do with it? It says estimate the gradient. Now, in order to find the gradient, you need to use the formula for the gradient, which is m, or gradient, equal to the value of y2 minus the value of y1 over the value of x2 minus the value of x1. When you do that, now in order to find the values of x2, y2, y1, x1, you need to look at the tangent that we have. The easiest way to do this is look at the values that are on both the axes. What that does is it makes our work simpler and quicker. So the coordinates of this point right here would be 2.23456 so it is going to be 2.7 and 0, because of course it's the x-axis, and then this point right here would be 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so 0 and 3.6, these are going to be the coordinates of this point. So this 0 right here is y2 and this 3.6 right here is y1. So y2 0 minus y1 3 point, what was it, 3.6 over x2, the value of x2 is 2.7 there, the value of x1 is 0 there. So you do 2.7 minus 0. Now let's plug this into the calculator and find out the value. The negative 3.6 divided by 2.7 is going to be negative 4 over 3, which is negative 1.333. So negative 1.333. So let's write that, negative 1.333. Okay, I hope that was easy. The next part says, on the grid, draw the graph of 2y plus x equal to 6. Now, in order to draw the graph of this line, you need to first convert this into a standard equation. This is what standard equation looks like. It looks like this, y equal to mx plus c. Now, this equation is not in the form of y equal to mx plus c. So, what we do is we move around the variables and the numbers. So, first let's move the x to the right side. When x goes to the right, it becomes 2y equal to 6 minus x. And then y remains where it is and 2 moves to the right. It becomes y equal to 6 minus x over 2. Now, since y is the subject in this case and in this case as well, I think this equation will do the job. After this, we need to draw a table which will give us 3 different values of y when we plug in 3 different values of x. So if we choose x and y, let's choose x to be 0, 1 and 2, because I think that's simpler. 0 gives a simple value in the equation. So let's do that, 0, 1 and 2. When you plug in 0 into this equation that we have, you would get 3. Really? Yeah, you would get 3. When you plug in 1 into this equation, 6 minus 1 is going to be 5. 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. So you get 2.5. When you plug in 2 into this equation, 6 minus 2 is going to be 4. 4 divided by 2 is going to be 2. Now we have these values of this line. Let's plot these values first and then draw the graph of this equation that we have. So 0 and 3. The first point is going to be there. The next point is 1 and 2.5. So 1 and should be in the middle of 2 and 3. 1 is right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I need to remove this arrow first because it is blocking it is going to block the coordinate later on. So when I remove this arrow, it is going to be 1 there and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it is going to be right there. Okay, the next point is 2 and 2. So 2 is there and then 2 is there. I'm on the correct line. It is going to be there. Yep. Okay, so we have 3 points marked on the graph. We need to draw a straight line connecting these 3 points. You could use 2 points to draw a straight line, but use 3. It is always going to be better that way, so that there's minimal risk of a mistake. 1 second. So this needs to be perfect. Okay. So we have our line over there. Let's draw the line in black so that it's visible. So we stretch a line that goes through this right there. 1 second, let me remove this part. Okay, now I think that's visible. This is our line right there. Okay, so we just drew the graph of y equal to this equation, basically y equal to 6 minus x over 2. Now the question says, part 2 says, write down the x coordinates of the points of intersection of the graphs of 2y plus x equal to 6 and this. Okay, that means the points of intersection are going to be there and there. The question says write down the x coordinates. So we don't have to worry about the y coordinates. Let's just write down the x coordinates. So the x coordinate of point number 2 is going to be 3.2. Okay, 3.2, and the x coordinate of this point would be, I believe, 0.8. Okay, the first coordinate of x is going to be 0.8 and the second coordinate is going to be 3.2. Perfect. Now let's come to the last part of the question. The question says these x coordinates are the solutions of the equation 3x squared plus ax plus b equal to 0. Use 2y plus x equal to 6 and y equal to x over 4 plus 2 over x to find the value of a and the value of b. Remember this, when you have two variables in a single question and you need to find the value of both the variables, you need to solve these two equations simultaneously, or best use the substitution method while solving them simultaneously, because the substitution method in this case is pretty easy. The elimination method would be difficult, or the graphing method would also not give you the exact values. So let's equate them with each other. First, we will need to convert this equation into a standard equation, which we already did. So the standard equation was y equal to 6 minus x over 2. Now both the y's of the two equations need to be equated to each other. That means we can write them in front of each other. So we can write 6 minus x over 2 equal to what do we have here? X over 4 plus 2 over x. Now, in order to cross multiply the denominators, we will need to find the LCM on both sides first. You already have the LCM of the left equation, but you need to find the LCM of the equation on the right. So what you do is, okay, I'm going to do it right there so that it's easy for you. So 6 minus x over 2 remains as it is. The LCM for the second equation is going to be 4x, because you multiply 4 and x. Okay, now you have the LCM for x. You would multiply this x with this x, you would get x square, and then write the addition sign in the middle. Then you multiply this 4 by this 2, so you get 8. Okay, now we have the two equations in a state where we can cross multiply them. So let's do that. So 4x times 6 gives you 24x, and 4x times negative x gives you negative 4x square, which is equal to, then 2 gets multiplied by the equation on the right. So you multiply 2 with x square, you get 2x square, and then you multiply 2 with 8, positive 8, you get 16. Okay, now we can bring everything on one side of the equation to solve them, to make it easier for us. So I take this side and bring it to the right. When I do that, I get 2x square plus 4x square minus 24x plus 16. Now if I join them together, I get 6x squared plus, sorry, not plus, it's a minus sign over there. Okay, so we have 6x squared minus 24x plus 16. Now this equation should be somehow equal to the other equation, this. Okay, so it should be equal to 3x squared plus ax plus b. In order to make them similar, one way of doing that is you find the common factor in this equation, which I think is 2. So you write 2 and then you write everything inside it after factorizing it. So you write 3x squared, then you write negative 12x, then you write plus 8 equal to 3x squared plus ax plus b. Now this equation looks similar to this equation, so let's equate a and b. So a, okay, I'm going to highlight this in blue so that it's visible for you guys. A can be equated with negative 12. So a over here is negative 12 and b can be equated to positive 8. So the value of b over here is going to be 8. The complete working of the question is present in the link below. You may download the file. If you like the video, hit the subscribe button and thank you for watching.